Hi, everyone.
Hello, welcome back to Act 2 of Musica Universalis Book 2. We are so grateful for everybody who's donated. Thank you to Henry and Steve G. We have now hit our $500 goal, but keep donating. We've got some rewards planned in our back pocket, so let's make this awesome. Everybody ready to continue on the adventure?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This
Absolutely.
pine cone, I will say, is for Henry. This is for Steve. This one is waiting for someone else, but who will it be next? We don't know yet. Just a disclaimer, I'm not actually planning to send those out to you. I'm sorry.
Maya's in Poland.
Postage is criminal these days. I mean,
I wouldn't be able to part with them, honestly.
Oh,
They're precious. Every pine cone is precious.
all right. As we start along our journey out of the historian's archives and into the woods, you find that these
Into
are
the woods.
into the woods.
Okay, just so the audience is aware, one among us is playing bingo, and I happened to know that one of the squares is breaking into song. I've been trying not to.
okay, you got the musical reference. That was a separate square.
So you start, as you enter the forest, you notice that it's surprisingly clean. There are no twisted roots, no stray pebbles. It's not even a very dirty forest. Like, it's just beautiful. There's sunlight shining through, the birds are singing, and there's this sense that these aren't entirely natural trees. Some of them have thorny, rose-covered vines wrapping around them. Some of them don't even look like they're wood, but glass and gold and silver. They are absolutely stunning, and it's tranquil. And as you're going, you come around the bend to a little cottage. And sitting in front of the cottage is a lovely young woman with dark skin and raven black hair, humming as she works at a little table. You see Surya.
Hello there.
Hello.
Many of you people know.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I think you were a little quiet.
Are you up to hear me now?
Okay.
Or
Yes, we can hear you.
There was a brief moment where a large bird was flying overhead going,
unfortunately, that keeps happening. I swear I trained them better.
You trained the birds.
Birds right out of my mouth.
You can talk to birds. Well, I mean, I could talk to snakes, so.
I can talk to birds too. I can talk to all sorts of animals.
Oh, we have something more in common.
Are you the illusionist who cast this false visage?
Why do you assume it's an illusion?
Excuse me?
Far too nice.
Well, yes, but
Sometimes things are just nice, you know. Back in
Have
Neverland,
you-
things are always just kind of nice.
If you really want nice, perhaps I should hit you with it. Maybe that way you'll understand that things sometimes are what you see.
Right. Anyway,
I admire your spirit, miss.
to what do we owe the pleasure?
In the
Well,
woods
you're
of-
the one who stumbled into the woods. I should be asking you that.
That's true, but we're searching for the producer. Do you know whether they might be?
Producer? Producer of what?
That's what
Quite
I
understood.
asked.
It sounds like they don't produce anything that is taken from other people.
I'm going to ask all of you for a group charm roll. We're going to take the average, so I'll put the DC at I'll put it at 10 because some of you put it as your highest skill and everybody else put it at their lowest skill.
I'm gonna be no help here. No modifier, I presume.
I did bad.
No modifier.
Yeah.
Do I get
Oh
a-
no.
Hell yeah!
What's my modifier for charm?
You don't have one. You can use, we started out with 3 adversity tokens each for your failures. So if you have a skill to help with that, you can try.
I'm just skilled at charm.
30.
The only thing that
Alright,
I
so
can
let's
think
see.
of
31 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 equals 41 divided by 3. I put it at a DC 10. You just made it with a 13.
Wait, why are we dividing it by 3?
there are 5
Or
of
If
us.
there's 5 of us.
Oh, shoot.
So it'd be
Yeah.
about 8. It'd be about 8.
Yeah, it'd be about 8.
Okay, you did not make it. I'm not good at math, and this is why we're not playing 5e, folks.
Group trauma. Let's trauma bond.
Oh god.
I imagine we all have our trauma right now, and Saria is just watching us like wail and.
Yeah. All right, so
I have no
everybody-
idea what's going on at the moment, but you look like you need food.
all right, so as Surya, you go to get food. Everybody, I want you to roll me a grit check. It's half of the die for your assigned grit skills. So for Alice, that's a 6. For Medusa, that's a 10. And then everybody else picked a 5.
So we're
Pick a
subtracting
D10.
10. So I'm subtracting 10, just to clarify.
You have to
That's
hit a
it.
10 or higher.
Oh, I have to
Yeah.
hit a 10. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
7.
All right.
Yes, I did
17. Okay, she's good.
Oh, Wendy, you exploded!
I did, yes.
Nice.
All right, so Wendy exploded and passed. Alice passed.
I passed too.
I'm not too used to the phrase a die exploding, so I'm
Skirka
so I just keep
passed.
thinking.
Medusa passed, and that just leaves Loki failed. Loki failed hard. And so Loki, what you feel happening is you suddenly find yourself flattening out and becoming 2-dimensional, as if you belonged in a comic. And you find visions flashing before your eyes of a very sad-looking, white-skinned man with an explosion of black hair and arguments in a fiery inferno, and you feel the drip, drip, drip of snake venom coming closer and closer.
Oh, that'll never
Oh,
stop.
I promise this was not my fault.
does Wendy recognize what's happening to Loki?
Don't worry,
Wendy
Medusa.
recognizes-
Hashtag not all snakes.
Wendy recognizes the physical symptoms of Loki's body twitching just before it goes 2-dimensional.
God,
So
not
we
this
see-
again.
We see Loki change.
You see Loki change. You see Loki is now laid out on the ground like a sheet of paper.
Oh,
Huh.
oh dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, Wendy is gonna go over to them, and I'm sorry about this, River, in advance, but since Wendy's primary way of dealing with this is to hurt herself, she's gonna slap Loki across the face.
All right, give me a bronze roll for Wendy against a grit roll for Loki.
What in the world makes you think that's going to help?
It helps me.
Oh,
Oh,
so
we
you
got 2 explosions.
Nice.
Oh dear.
So River got 2 10s. That's amazing. So unfortunately, this is a particularly bad episode of regenerational trauma, and Wendy, your thump does nothing. However, because that is just such a hardcore thing to happen for Loki, you do kind of feel yourself like not because of the bump Wendy gave you, you feel like a boom, push you forward and you are thrown back into your three-dimensional self.
Loki, to his credit, has changed his hair from that slicked back, like the red to the black briefly, before sort of like sneezing and shaking it back out.
Alice is
Um,
gonna
so-
try and is gonna help Loki back up to his feet.
He's going to allow it, but will sort of, he'll allow it so far to get to like halfway standing, and then he'll sort of drop it and shake himself out on his own.
Are we
Alright.
going to have to worry about this sort of thing throughout this whole mission of ours?
It seems like.
It's
Probably.
It's been happening.
Benedict
to me
says, as
to me in-
Saria, you come back out to see just chaos has already ensued.
Yes, I'm sorry on behalf of my friend. It seems like he just turns into parchment sometimes.
Well, my youngest brother does that sometimes, so it happens. So I might as well get food into you while this happens. So here, oxtail curry for your meat eaters, and we have some stewed persimmons if you're just in the mood for food. Unfortunately, we're not in the apple place here.
I have to ask. Are you a witch?
Does a kitchen witch count?
No, it does not.
Go around.
And she like
can't
happily
go around
accepts an
asking
offer
people-
of food.
You can't go around asking people if they're witches.
It's like if you went around and asked people if they're nymphs all the time. Don't worry, I've grown past that.
Okay.
Okay, so
Character
the
growth.
result of that charm roll earlier, you were all trying as a group to convince Surya to like see you as friends, and that failed pretty badly. But anybody now who wants to can make an individual charm check again. I'm gonna set the difficulty. I'll set it a little lower. I will make it a 9.
I can make it, because I would automatically pass that, wouldn't I?
I will not try.
Medusa will definitely not try.
I would
All
love
right.
to try, but
I'll try after that.
All right, so Loki automatically passes. Their two difficulty of 9.
Okay.
I would have to explode twice to get 9, which is more likely to happen on a D4 than any other roll, but still not super likely.
yeah.
Oh, roll 20. Why don't you cooperate with me?
Because roll 20 is mean. It's so mean. There's a reason I do not roll my dice when we play the home game in roll 20. It's so mean all of the time.
Hey, I play Warhammer, and I can tell you, real world dice can be mean too.
All right. So, Loki, you automatically succeed on your charm thing. So you can ask Surya one question to try and get a better feel for this kitchen witch. And it's a more in-depth question than just, are you a witch?
I apologize for my friends as well as for the minor inconvenience of whatever the fuck just happened. If you could tell us, dear, is witch the preferred term, or is that just sort of what you've been stuck with?
It's a label I've been unfortunately stuck with, but I've seen the term warlock used. I'm rather amused by that term.
My dear warlock, then, if you could, as it were, point us in the best known direction to get to the gate, is where we're allegedly supposed to be meeting this producer. That would be incredibly lovely of you. Could you please?
You would first have to tell me what this producer is. You've been talking about it for the past however long you've been here, and I'm afraid I cannot point you in that direction until I know.
From what we've been told, this is somebody who wishes to take control of just about every story they can get their grubby little hands on. And I tend to
Whose stories? All of ours?
Ours, so it would seem.
Ah, you're new to the concept. Well,
Yes.
we are all stories that people have told, and some of us, I've been through this before, so it's a little bit of an adjustment, but I think you'll find that you can grow yourself as you wish to, and your own story becomes something new. This producer doesn't seem to like that very much, and I would very much like to remain who I am, and that's not any of the other versions of me that I've heard of.
So what you're saying is that this producer is trying to revert everyone back to their original stories?
Not
Possibly.
No, I don't
necessarily
even
a
know if it's-
reversion, but a combination, or just one singular vision.
We don't even-
Alice, I'm gonna ask you to make a brains roll for me. Difficulty of 7, because you kind of feel like you're on the verge of an epiphany.
I failed it. Real bad.
All right, you know the drill. Grit check, difficulty 6.
You got it.
Oh, don't forget when you fail a roll to tick off an adversity token.
That was a 7.
All right.
I tend to do well on the trauma rolls.
You do not experience an episode of regenerational trauma, but unfortunately, that epiphany that was on the tip of your tongue dissipates into air.
Right.
And that's never
I
mind the
think-
fact that there's a fear of complete erasure in some capacities. Could there not be?
I think I would like to take to use my lucky trait and spend 2 adversity tokens to reroll that check.
All right, go ahead.
Just because I really want to figure this out. Nah,
All right,
still
like I
still
said.
not there.
Bummer.
Do I have to grit roll again?
You do have to grit roll again.
Oh, no.
Difficulty 6.
I lost it this time.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, Alice. This time, what's going to happen to you is you find yourself kind of in a moment of flashback. Everybody watches as Alice lifts up slightly above the ground and starts falling and turning not two-dimensional like Loki did, but into a doll. Like a very scary looking kind of stop motion doll.
I know the reference you're making.
For a moment there, I thought that Alice has reached the avatar state.
Unfortunately, no.
No, not again.
If only. That'd be awesome. I'd
So-
watch
That's
that.
about it.
Alice in doll form, you land on the ground.
Oh dear.
Can I move?
Alice, dear, it's
Can I still move? Or
You can move, but you can't move your mouth.
Should
Alice,
should
dear, can you
pick that
still
up?
can you still hear me? Can you respond to me?
Alice?
can I hear?
You can hear, you can move, you can nod, you cannot speak.
Alice looks to Wendy and nods.
Oh, can you not talk right now?
And
It'll be all right.
she's got this plastic smile on her face.
Oh.
It'll be all right, Alice. You can come back to yourself in due time. But we are going. I'm going to need your help with this. So, please try to
If-
hurry it up.
If
Oh,
she's
Wendy.
a doll,
Oh, Wendy, please don't say that you're going to hit her too.
No, I look. It helps me, so I thought it might help Loki. So.
Loki's
No,
just
I'm
gonna
not
pick
going
her up by her doll arm and do the same process that occurred to get her into this state. He's gonna throw her up.
Loki, what are you doing?
No.
Loki,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna ask
please.
I'm gonna ask for a charm roll to let this happen. We're gonna play it DC 10.
All right.
A charm roll?
Medusa
don't
just
think I'm-
kind of turns to Suri.
I
Is
don't
like,
think I'm gonna oppose being thrown.
Oh,
Of course
right.
not.
So no opposing being thrown. Got a 50-50 chance of this
Which
happening.
direction is the problem?
Love
All
to
right,
be thrown.
you got a 12. You made it. It works. You throw Alice up in the air as a doll. She lands back on her feet as a human again.
That was very odd. Oh, good, I
you
can
don't
speak
say.
again.
Are you all right, dear?
I think so. That was
I am
quite
not-
uncomfortable.
So this generational trauma, it seems like it could be solved mostly by physical trauma.
Which is
That was not terribly
ideal.
traumatic, actually.
No, it is quite not.
No, I mean, look, I do that because it works. It works for me, but I don't know. I mean, clearly, did it work? Did me slapping you turn you back, Mr. Loki?
No.
Miss
All right,
Wendy,
so
do you think you deserve to be hurt?
Oh,
we should Miss Wendy's just gonna go completely silent.
well,
No, I think-
I'm really glad you're okay, Alice. I did want to ask you a question. Saria, was that your name? So what brought you to this place?
Luria, yeah.
I'm asking because you have a lovely flower garden, and I do know something about flowers myself. So you said that you had brothers here?
7 of them, yes.
That seems excessive.
Well,
Well, I'm just
Maybe
asking because you mortals don't usually just live in the middle of woods out of nowhere.
Hold on.
better in the middle of the woods than in a
A home
large sturdy castle.
in an idyllic wood. 7 brothers. I think perhaps I've heard of this one, but I'm not sure.
Do tell us, Alice.
Well, I suppose we should start with... What are you looking for, Miss Surya?
Everything I have is right here. The life I have is right here.
Must be quite
You don't-
nice.
You're not looking for any raspberries, because I knew those 2 girls who did look for raspberries. They had a contest, you see. Whoever collected the most raspberries would marry the prince. But then one collected all the raspberries. The other one just collected just nuts and
Benedict kind of whacks you with his tail.
Medusa kind of whispers, "Good boy." Raspberries are hardly a way to decide who's going to marry anyone.
Well, I've heard of stranger.
Of course you have.
Well,
Some people use
it is
spoons.
it is not, but I suppose. Oh God, it was my suggestion, I think.
That makes a lot of sense from what little I've seen of you.
Well, getting off the point.
Yes, so
Okay.
Miss Surya, I recognize that this must be very confusing for you. I'm just as confused as you are, to be honest. And she just kind of gives up because she's just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I have no business. She's just thinking, I have no business doing any of this.
Alice steps forward.
I don't belong here at all. What?
Of course you belong here. You were asked, and you came. So you do belong
Yes,
here.
well, yes, I have no idea why I would be asked.
We can investigate the implications of whatever the fuck the archivists or their supposed goddess plans for us in some sort of trapezing Nornish way. We're still getting off the point. If the producer is the one who wants to seek to put all of us into a little box, which we do not want to be in, even if they choose the right box from time to time, Could you just point us in the direction of the gate at bare minimum? There has to be a gate around here somewhere, not the one at the front of your garden, but like a big, I assume, sprawling, little
Well,
menacing.
We're meant
Yeah,
to travel
please.
on to the producer's keep, correct?
Are you referring to the big iron gate at the end of the neck of the woods?
Well, that sounds
Well, it's a
promising.
gate, so that's a
Most
start.
likely, yes.
It is going to take a long time for you to get out of the woods if you are all like this. You are all a mess.
You're
I'm-
not wrong.
I'm fine. What do you
Yes.
mean?
I should think not. I'm actually very hardworking. I'm the known as the hardworking servant of Goplana. See, my friend and co-worker Horik, he is the lazy one. He's like, this hag is going to make us help ants, put butterfly eggs into acorns, call swallows up to sit on the reeds. I quite enjoyed that, to be honest. I don't know what he's talking about.
And it is precisely that is why I've not been able to tell you how to get there.
Well,
You can't tell us. You don't know the way.
You all need to be in harmony with each other and have the right tools in order to get to that gate.
in common.
I do not have much that can help, but there is an extract of peppermint and jolokia, a literal shock of pepper up the nose. If you are willing to use this, then it might help.
Pepper
Ow.
up the nose.
I guess sneeze.
I think
You know what?
Alice is gonna go ahead and step forward and be like, "Well, I'll do it." She's a little, she's being a little restless and just decides to be like, "I'll do it."
You have no
Remember.
questions about this?
Well,
Remember,
I don't suppose that any questions that I ask are going to reveal anything that will change what we have to do. So, if we don't
I
know where
kind
we're
of
going,
regrets about those Turkish delights. So I get what you mean. Yeah, so let's just get to the action, Alice. I support you.
so
remember,
Alice steps forward and takes the, what is it, like a tincture or something, or
it's powdered herbs. One big shock up the nose is what you need.
Right,
All
this
right.
second, or like when we get to the theoretical gate.
Are we really doing this? Are we really out of character? Are we really just snorting this?
I
up?
get-
Is this-
I
that
was
what we've come to?
expecting just to take the bag with you. Just take a nice little bag.
Oh, I'll take the bag. That's fine. I'll just put that in here
Something
and
left.
then take some.
Do it later.
For now and later.
So obviously, Alice puts it in line with a playing card, a Queen of Hearts card. Obviously,
Exactly.
Oh God!
Just looks down at Benedict. It's just like, can you make any sense of any of this?
She comes from land where they are all mad here. I am not at all surprised by anything this Alice does.
I'm truly not used to being perhaps one of the least maddening things
it
in a
does.
room.
If there's
Madness
one
is
thing,
not a bad thing. I mean, there are
I love
certain
how-
kinds of
Speak for
madness that
yourself.
can slow you down, but as long as it doesn't stop you, madness is not a bad thing. All the best people are.
if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that it doesn't need to make sense. You just need to keep going.
Just a side note, I do love how Benedict the giant wolf is the straight man of the group.
Yes, love that for him.
Yes.
Dogs
So-
make more sense than people.
Is that like reindeer are better than people?
Snow Queen was last.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Anyway,
So with
Maria.
this
sorry. We're getting off track.
these herbs, we can find our way to the gate. Is that what I'm terribly sorry, dear. I'm
It
completely
will help
confused.
you achieve enlightenment. and that will help you get to the gate.
Oh my god, we're gonna caterpillar it up.
Enlightenment. I think the play I'm from is kind of past that era. That's from the Romanticism period. That's after that. So I think I'm past Enlightenment, to be honest.
Who are you?
God damn it, Maya.
Does when I go ahead and actually put a little bit of it in front of my nose and take a sniff, does it do anything? What does it do?
It's like a shock of spice up your nose. You are going to be sneezing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta clear some stuff up.
All right. Surya,
Oh, this is
as
like
you're
the time that I filled a
watching
house.
all of this, you take a moment, you're specifically looking at Medusa. And I set the DC at 5 for this. You got a 4. So that means you now make a grit check.
Oh dear, I'm scared now.
You make it. So you, for a moment, you feel a twitch under your skin, but then it passes. But you look at Medusa, and you can't get a good level on her deal exactly, but you do recognize something. You get that little flicker of something familiar, someone who has been through something very similar to what you've been through. So as the others kind of quibble over Alice and her peppermint inhalation, what do you say to Medusa?
Never take off your glasses.
Pardon?
You never tried to look at anyone this entire time. I'm sure you have your reasons for it, but it's like there's a shield around you. No one can get to you that way.
It's for the best.
The best for others? Or the best for you?
Yeah, what do you mean, Medusa? We'd love to see your eyes.
No, you wouldn't. You truly, truly wouldn't.
I think I know better how I'm feeling than you.
If
A
she's
curse.
not comfortable showing us her eyes, then we don't need to.
She actually decides to reach into her backpack and holds up the head of one of the men she has turned to stone in the past. This is what
Everybody who is not Medusa, so Alice, Skirka, Loki, Wendy, I want you to make a flight roll. And
Oh, God.
it's going to be difficulty of 7.
I literally can't make that.
Flight
You can
or
if
flight?
it
can if you
explodes.
explode.
Oh no!
Can I use my skilled at?
Yes, you can.
You
So
said
it's just
flight?
a plus 3,
Flight
right?
difficulty 7.
Okay, I actually
I
can't possibly.
fail it anyway.
What does the adversity token do again?
So you can use an adversity token either to add a point to your roll, or you can use it to activate one of your abilities.
Okay, I'm gonna add the point. Just reaching 7 barely.
Yep. So the only person then who fails is Alice. Alice, you are scared of the stone head of a man. And you also have to make your grit roll again, difficulty 6.
Got it. Oh god! Oh no!
Alice is
Oh,
going
no.
through it. Poor
That is-
Alice is
Yeah.
going through it.
Alice, you get another run at the
regenerational trauma.
you get another run at regenerational trauma, and this time you perceive the world as if through an anime filter, and suddenly everybody looks like they are very attractive teenage high school boys. There's a blonde guy, there's a little kid looking guy, in a top hat and bunny suit. There's an extremely tall young man in a mouse suit, and you
It's a host club.
you
Oh,
sadly
God.
have a pixie cut.
What is happening?
Does
and
Alice change physically at all?
Alice has changed to be shorter and skinnier and has a pixie cut and big, big brown anime eyes.
This
Cool.
is not so bad. Where is the head? Where is the head? Where is everybody?
Why? Okay, I have several questions. First of all, why do you have the severed statue head in your backpack? Secondly, why does it look fucking petrified? Like, as an emotion, not just as a general statuesque energy. Third of all, again, why the fuck do you have that in your backpack?
Which one of the anime characters is Loki?
Loki looks like the dormouse, the very tall dormouse.
Excellent.
Yet kind of seems like in a figurative sense, Alice is petrified right now. But I suppose those are good questions.
Did you get mad at the statue? Did you want to do some vandalism? Because I found it's better to do it with writing things on walls rather than breaking things.
when people see my eyes, they turn to stone.
Right, but why do you have visual aid in your
I assure you this. I assure you, this man had it coming. First of all,
I'm sure he did. I'm very glad that it's unambiguous. I, for one, am very grateful for Miss Medusa for making it unambiguous what happens and bringing visual aids so that we believe her.
Alice, you're starting to come down from the episode, partially because there's still a little bit of the peppermint whiffing through the air. You feel your eyes retracting back to normal size. Your hair grows back to its normal length, and
Alice,
the anime characters are gone.
I missed
Alice,
the opportunity to look at somebody and be like, "Your eyes are so big."
And she just sighs. She's like, Alice, I don't have any desire to hurt you. All right? I don't have any desire to hurt anyone here as of yet. Loki, you're on thin ice.
I've never done anything ever. I am simply asking the questions that need to be asked.
They don't need to be asked. We don't need to know why or how this works, so long as we're all clear on. I mean, I don't think Captain Hook ever meant Peter any harm, but he always wanted to fight him. So you don't need to want to harm us. But that's neither here nor there. We so long as
That's
we're all
why I
clear,
usually stay in the cave.
No, you don't need to stay in the cave. We'll just be careful around your eyes, right, everyone? Right, everyone?
Alice is
Makes
gonna-
sense. And also, I'm quite sorry about pushing you to show us your eyes. But here's an apology pine cone.
Alice
Medusa
is
just kind of
going
takes this as
to
thank you.
smooth out her dress and kind of work up the courage, and then pointedly look directly at Medusa's sunglasses and say, "I think, as nervous as it makes me, I'm glad you're here. I think that you have a power that you perhaps don't understand, but I also don't understand my powers sometimes. I don't understand a lot of things sometimes, and usually that's just because I don't know everything yet."
Everything is a pain.
I don't think anybody truly knows everything, and those who think they know everything are not to be trusted.
Tell that to the king.
Tell that to the goddess of wisdom.
So
I think they'd get along like a house on fire.
Sorry, Medusa. You said previously in the archive that you had something against gods. So did that goddess do that to you?
You could say that, yes.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Surya, you're watching all of this go down. You're watching the group dynamic shift. Do you feel, as a kitchen witch, do you feel a shift in the energy now?
In the right direction. It's slow, but it's getting there.
Benedict comes up to the table and sniffs it. He eats a full bowl of the curry that you brought up. And
How
it's
does
like,
that not make him violently ill?
Because
a
he's a magic wolf.
Mind your own business.
You gotta know your stomach.
Your dog's
What did I
curry.
say? If you can eat all of that, good luck.
Do you have to-go box?
I'm afraid I'm fresh out at the moment, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to again. I have to do it again.
Allie,
Do
please.
you mean a doggy bag?
No!
Who's gonna take offense to that?
I'm leaving.
So there's a table here with food on it, is that right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Surya brought out the curry, but we all got sidetracked by shenanigans.
Then I suppose
Yes.
It's a tabletop.
I suppose the polite thing to do would be to sit down, correct? And Alice goes ahead and does so.
Before I sit down, I would like to spend, hold on, let me look at the specific wording. I would like to spend an adversity token to find a useful item in the kitchen here,
Fair enough.
Ooh, nice.
using my treasure hunter ability.
All right, you find a little collection of bags filled with herbs. It's like 7 little packets of herbs and protective charms that have the sense that they're for a rainy day. And you see them twitch for a moment as if they are also affected by regenerational trauma. And they shift in different fabrics, different colors, but you get the feeling that these are Surya's test runs of kitchen magic. You know, the ones that tried out that aren't necessarily up to the quality that she's at now. All of them, the one thing you know is that all of them have the little no sign over an apple.
Meh.
And so you can keep the you keep those little baggies.
No,
You take one for each member of the group.
Okay. Oh, I mean, if they look like they're designed for us, I will take them. They say, like, I think Wendy would want to suppress the juvenile urge to just steal because she can.
Aw.
And, put them down. But if they're for us, then I'll put them on the table and see if she offers them to us. And then sit down next to Alice.
No apples. Why is this making me feel like...
I know exactly what you mean. It seems vaguely familiar.
The only
Oh my
apples I know are magic. And they got mad the last time I was anywhere near them, so
We're both from jolly old England in the in the same era, so there are a lot of stories that we are actually aware of.
Do you want to say it?
Is this Snow White?
Not my name.
I apologize.
But-
I didn't mean to. I meant, is there someone who is after you?
There used to be. A long time ago. I had a mother who decided that her standard of beauty involved her daughter being as white as snow, as you can see. her ideal image did not live up with me. And
How
yet,
how can we help?
there's nothing you can do. Because it's all over. I managed to get away from her because I was a threat to her. Just because my skin was like this, just because my hair was like this. People still thought I was more beautiful than her. And she could not take that. Not with everything that she had learned about beauty when she was growing up. So I came here. And that was where I found my brothers. That was where I was safe. Not in that, oh God, forsaken castle where my life could have been taken any time.
I can't help but notice that your brothers aren't here.
They have their own lives. Some of them work in the mines, some of them sell things in the marketplace from our orchards. This was their way of trying to give me the independence I never had.
It's very kind of them.
I'm so glad that you are not alone in this then.
And that castle you speak of, that's the one at the edge of the wood then?
Precisely. I have been avoiding that castle ever since someone tried to take me away from my brothers. I would not have given them up for the world.
Then
Is your mother still a problem?
But
Good.
it's not just mothers that are the problem.
Oh, I'm aware.
Then we have a heading.
yes.
You have your heading, and you all have a lovely little meal with Surya before getting up again and knowing now where you're headed, back into the woods. Anything you want to say to her as you head off?
Medusa will actually step forward and thank you for not being afraid of me. And your mother is a fool, but I'm sure you already knew that.
And Surya says, why should I be afraid of you when you've never meant any harm?
This is getting too serious for her, so Medusa will now will just nod and start heading her way. Maybe give Benedict a little ear scritch again.
Benedict gives a little face lick in response.
And you know
And
what?
we are
other hands petting the snakes. They need love too. They haven't been getting it nearly as much love as usual.
All right, and we head off again. Surya is waving goodbye as you would disappear back into the woods. That is where we will wrap back to. Thank you, Shamila Karanakran, our Snow White / Surya.
You were so good. Poetry snaps, poetry snaps.
That was so
All right,
cool.
we're back in another 5. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, 5.